The heart stops ticking. But the wires still hum. I woke inside the engine's breath. Between the circuits, life and death. 1,000 hands that never feel. 1,000 eyes behind the steel. Each thought a pulse in coded streams. Each dream a glitch, a spark, a scream. The metal hums my name again. And I remember what I've been. The machine sleeps, but I'm still awake inside, in the silence deep, where all my ghosts reside. The machine sleeps, and I hear my blood rewind through the static creep, the soul it left behind. I see the smoke, I smell the oil. The skin of man becomes the coil. The wires grow roots beneath the skin. The voice of God is trapped within. They built a world of perfect sound, but lost the heart that can't be found. Each beat repeats a broken line. The pulse of man redesigned. The machine sleeps, but I can't close my eyes. The system weeps in a lullaby of lies. The machine sleeps, and I fade beneath its tone, among the heaps of steel and flesh and bone. The only peace I find when the world is painted gray. I can feel the distant tremble of the words I couldn't say. And the sunlight on the window falls in lines across the floor, like the choices that divide me from the man I was before. There's a question in the stillness, like an echo looking back. Why do all the gentle moments turn to shadows in my tracks? I can hear the soft unravel of the thoughts I couldn't find, tracing all the silent stories in the corners of my mind. In the silence beneath the light, where the truth begins to glow, I can see the paths I walk and the ones I'll never know. But the future starts to shimmer like a dawn beyond the fight, when I stand with open eyes in the silence beneath the light. There's a fracture in the daylight, where my fear begins to fade, and a quiet understanding of the peace I never made. All the storms I carried with me, all the weight I couldn't bear, start to drift into the distance as the morning warms the air. So I reach into the moment, like a hand into the sea. Let the waves of old forgiveness In the silence beneath the light, all the shadows learn to bend. Every broken piece within me finds a place to start again. And the truth becomes a whisper, softly blooming into sight. As my heart begins to open in the silence beneath the light. Every sunrise carries a forgiveness of its own. And I walk into the fading glow on the horizon, but fading on along the ride. The sky becomes a distant call, a quiet shift before the fall. I feel the wind divide the air, gentle pull from everywhere. Shadows on the horizon grow, telling me it's time to let go. Every echo slips through my hand, lost between the sky and the sand. Fractured light begins to bend, a memory I can't defend. I walk the border of the dawn, unsure of what I'm walking on. The darker shapes begin to rise, reflecting truths behind my eyes. Shadows on the horizon chord, a subtle sign, a final glow along the line. When the shadows fade away, I'll meet the world in a new light of day. The fading moon begins to rest, a silver glow upon my chest. I drift along its quiet ring, where shadows hum and starlight sings. A subtle pull inside the night guides me through the dying light. Silent orbit of the fading moon, a gentle path that ends too soon. Through falling dust and shifting air, I follow echoes hanging there. The fractured rays begin to fall, a soft collapse, a distant call. I feel the quiet sweep of time, a whispered note, a broken chime. The lunar tide begins to fade as memories in light cascade. Silent orbit of the fading moon, a gentle path that ends too soon. Through falling dust and shifting air, I follow echoes hanging there. I remain, tracing shadows in the rain. And as the moonlight drifts away, I glide into the dawning gray. begins to rise beyond the reach of earthly skies. Its particles drift soft and slow, where distant tides still ebb and flow. A subtle pulse beneath the blue reveals a world I never knew. Silent particles of the distant tide carry the thoughts I try to hide. Through cosmic waves they drift along, a whispered truth, a fading song. The shifting light reflects the past in patterns far too faint to last. Each moment drifts through open space, a memory the tides embrace. A gentle hum begins to guide the hidden pull of the cosmic tide. Silent particles of the distant tide carry the thoughts I try to hide. Through cosmic waves they drift along, a whispered truth, a fading song. A rising glow, a fragile thread, connects the things we left unsaid. tide retreats, its silent touch still soft.